Replacing the upper control arm on a 2005 Lincoln Town Car. This is the upper control arm. This rubber boot back here is split, so that's probably why this knuckle is deteriorated. We have to take off this bolt and this bolt and this underneath, drop this whole thing down, pull the strut out, and replace this. This bolt on the back side of the brakes is an 18, which a lot of basic sets do not have. So you might have to go to Harbor Freight and get you a little 18 millimeter. These bolts will probably need a breaker bar. Slowly turn them. They're so tight and frozen. Actually, these are not frozen. They have blue thread lock on those, so you're definitely going to need a breaker bar to get those loose. I take a wire and loop it onto the frame so I can hang the brake caliper from it without detaching anything or putting stress on the lines. There's the disc with the brake caliper off, brake caliper hanging from the wire from the frame. To remove the rotor, all you have to do is twist these clips off and just spin them out. Then the rotor comes off. And then that gets you access to this nut. That's the whole point of taking that off. This nut requires a 15 millimeter deep weld socket. Otherwise you can't reach over that, the length of that bolt. For this bolt, I use a crescent wrench, or I think it's a 24 millimeter. I don't have a 24 millimeter, so I use a crescent wrench or a 15/16 socket. And then you have to have a 6 millimeter Allen wrench that goes up inside the bolt. It's got a recessed hole in it that's a 6 millimeter. Otherwise that ball turns. While you're doing it, you got to hold that Allen and turn it to get the nut off. I had to pull it down to get the strut to tilt out so I can remove this bolt. You can't slide that bolt all the way out of the arm without pushing this forward. There it is with the new upper arm installed, brake caliper back on, ready for the tire to be put back on. Here's a video of all the things I needed to do this job. Flat screwdriver, these things I used. Some of these. An 18 millimeter socket, a 7 millimeter socket, a 13, a 15, a 15/16, or the real one is a 24. My set didn't have that. A 21 and a 19, a wrench that's a 19 and a 15, and extensions and ratchets and a crescent wrench. I used an impact and a rubber mallet. Wheels go back on. Wheel back on, ready to go.